Greece, the country of feta cheese, olive oil, and a large shipping industry. But is it any good to start your business there? Let's talk about it now! Hi, I'm Oliver and welcome back to the channel AskMeStartup, where we talk about startups, small businesses, and the world that surrounds them. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and pushing the notification bell so YouTube lets you know whenever I'm uploading new content. If you're into startups, if you want to start a business, if you have a small business, please feel free to download our free startup checklist, link in the description below. Today's topic, Greece. Is it a good place to start your business? Now, as always, in this series, let's first gather some information and facts about the country. So Greece is a Southeast European country. It is part of the European Union and has a population of 10.7 million. Its capital is Athens, which is also the largest city in the country. The GDP per capita is roughly $32,000 US, which is already lower than many of the middle European countries, where they range roughly from 50 to 60,000. Some of the northern countries go even up to 70,000, and with the exception of Luxembourg, which is 100,000, you can already tell that there's a big wealth gap between other countries in Europe and Greece. Now, if we want to take a look on whether it's worthwhile to start a business in Greece or not, let's first have a look at the legal and the governmental framework. This is a challenge because even though some people say Greece is not bureaucratic, I would state the otherwise. And we have to acknowledge that Greece is a corrupt country. There is nothing going on without a specific type of corruption. And that is most likely the reason the country isn't as developed as it could be. Now, we're also aware that due to the fact that they have been cheating a lot, and they have been cheating to the European Union, Greece almost went bankrupt and had to be saved by the European Union. They did not like the measures taken and thrown upon them. However, they were necessary to bring the country back up to speed. Now, this should give you an indication of why and how people interact the way they do, and that they don't believe that you can get anywhere without a certain type of additional payments if you want something to get done. Now, if we talk about Greece, we know this country has a huge cultural heritage, and it is one of the most important countries in the European sector and the birthplace of democracy. Nonetheless, if we think about is it good to start a business, how entrepreneurial are they? We have to acknowledge that they are not among the entrepreneurial countries on the planet, which is not somewhat of a surprise because reality is if it's difficult to have proper working governmental institutions, why should you ever start a business? Because you know you will be more in trouble dealing with the government than you are dealing with your customers, which is of course not what you want. That is despite the fact that I have read an article where in the northeast of Greece, the government is trying to establish an IT hub, and many popular companies like the German TeamViewer, for instance, are actually moving some of their development department to there. It has to do partially with reduced cost of living and of course reduced cost of workforce, because wages are not among the highest in Europe at all. That brings me to the fact, so if we are there in this country, how well are they equipped to deal with it? Well, the quality of living you would suspect in a Mediterranean country must be terribly good because you just lay in the ocean and enjoy life. Fact of the matter is, it isn't. It is very polluted in some areas, and the quality of living also depends on other factors like school education, but also healthcare system. And the Greek healthcare system actually is terrible. It's among the worst in Europe, and hence people are not feeling too comfortable to stay there for a long living. But let's take a look at the workforce. There's another difference, main difference between Greece and all the other European nations. It is that the level of education isn't on par in the country with the rest of Europe. So we have lower or mid-average range of educated people. The skills in the labor force are also mediocre and not among the highest in the world. And that makes it difficult to start a business if you don't find the talent you need to run the business. We also have to be aware that a lot of Greek people are actually migrating to other European nations because that's what they can do freely. And if your own country isn't among the top in the world, why not move to somewhere else? Places like Switzerland, which is not part of the European Union, but is a very attractive country for the Greek. Which brings me to the next point. Which companies, big brands, are you aware that are Greek? None? I had the same problem. I was looking up brands and big companies in Greece, and it is difficult to find anything of international importance. Now, we are aware that there are big shipping companies located in Greece, and that is a very traditional way of doing business. And due to the fact that Greece is surrounded by the ocean and has thousands and thousands of islands, it's not, as big as of a surprise, but it has shown you that nothing else has evolved out of there. Which brings us to the next point. Despite all the things you've heard so far, you think still, I want to move to Greece, I want to start a business there. Is there a Greek startup visa? Short answer, no there isn't. Next answer, but there is a golden visa. So they have not managed to establish a startup visa because most likely they have not yet recognized the importance of the startup sector for any country for job growth and innovation. Now, but they offer a golden visa. That golden visa is specific for Greece, and it offers you the residency in Europe and free travel within the Schengen countries if you are able to invest 250,000 euros into a residence. That could be your own home or a flat or a condo or a time-sharing facility whatsoever. There are links that I'm going to link down below which can show you and actually are very transparent and clear how to get there. Now, why does Greece offer the golden visa? It's quite obvious. They are in need of good taxpayers and they're very transparent. And so you look at the numbers and you can see that this is mainly used by Chinese people. So Greece is the startup location for Chinese migration to the European Union. Because for most of them, or for many of them, it might be easy to invest 250,000 euros, which to be fair, isn't that much of an investment into real estate. Because if you compare it, for instance, to Switzerland, for 250,000, you will not get a single room condominium here. It's impossible. All right, everybody. I hope this was helpful for you. If you have a business in Greece, just drop a comment down below and tell us your point of view. If you want to start a business, just drop a comment and tell us what you want to do. Please smash the like button, subscribe, and I'm going to see you next time.